Good evening, everyone. Kate has been assigned to sleep in the attic, and facing this dark and shabby attic, she's filled with fear, thinking she's about to spend the night with ghosts. Summoning her courage, Kate headed upstairs, only for a key to go clunk as it fell from the bed, right next to a locked box. Kate felt a surge of joy. Could treasure be hidden in that box? She carefully opened the ages-old safe, only to be greeted by a cloud of dust. Curiously brushing away the dust, she unearthed a woman's photo, though it had yellowed over 40 years. The beauty of the lady still stood out like a shine. Just when Kate was pondering who this lady was, a noise came from downstairs. Turns out it was Uncle Joe sneaking around like a cartoon villain. Worried, Kate chased after him, only to see Uncle Joe with a plunger, rear like a rolling pin in moonlight sleepwalking. His amazing archery left the audience baffled. By morning, Uncle Joe had vanished. Uncle Joe woke up complaining about the new mattress, saying it left him sore all over. Meanwhile, a mother pig stood at the door wearing a rooster like a hat. It was as if the pig had a message. Driven by curiosity, Kate couldn't resist asking Uncle Joe where he had been for the past 4 days, but the two uncles were so vague, it was like they'd misplaced any valuable info. Until that night, when Uncle Joe sleepwalked back to the lake, Kate was about to wake him up when suddenly Uncle Tim popped up and stopped her, saying it was too dangerous. He once tried to wake Uncle Joe too, almost got his neck twisted in the process. Uncle Tim then shared that despite Uncle Joe's old age, he once took on 20 tough guys single-handedly. What a legend. Now he's on the hunt for a lady named Jasmine. Kate couldn't help but ask what happened 40 years ago. The animals seemed curious too, and since they were already on the subject, Uncle Tim decided to spill the beans. Back in 1914, the brothers took an impromptu trip across Europe, booking the last ticket to Germany. Talk about spontaneity. They planned to party it up, but after getting hammered, they woke up to find themselves aboard a battleship heading to North Africa. Surprise. They were forcibly enlisted, fought in North Africa, took on many battles. Each time Uncle Tim was in danger, Uncle Joe saved him. After the war, the brothers went their separate ways. Uncle Tim continued his adventurous travels, while Uncle Joe thought it'd be fun to stick around them. He was appointed by the new North African government to eliminate the remnants of the slave trade, leading to Uncle Joe's legendary exploits. Just as he was getting to the good part, Uncle Joe woke up sleepwalking and started scolding them both so much for a cliffhanger. Back in her room, Kate stared at the photo, now even more curious about the story. The next day, another bunch of relatives showed up. Clearly, they had their eyes on the brothers' fortune, but Uncle Joe wasn't having any of it. They immediately recognized Kate, considering her serious competition, even accusing her mom of being a floozy. They rushed to the brother's side with the complaints, announcing that Kate's mom would never return and suggesting Kate should be sent to an orphanage. Real charmers. Kate overheard everything, and just when one of them tried to pull a fast one on her, unexpectedly, Kate kicked him hard and ran to the phone booth kilometers away to tell her mom everything. But when she called, the voice said her mom wasn't even at work. Kate realized she had been duped once again. Already rattled, Kate was momentarily at a loss, while the uncles continued to anxiously search for her well-being. They drove around all night looking for her, finally spotting Kate hiding in a corner of the farm and asked her what her plans were. Kate pointed to the map, declaring she wanted to head to Hemperdise. She knew her mom wasn't there, but at least it meant she wouldn't be stuck in an orphanage. We get that you were thinking about heading to Hemperdise, but it's too late. Help me out here. Why not? Sounds like you're feeling it. Good luck in Hemperdise. Uncle Joe nailed it. Hearing this, Kate jumped up to head out, but the uncles couldn't bear to let her venture alone. Uncle Joe hatched a plan. If Kate stayed a little longer, they could indirectly get rid of those pesky relatives. Uncle Tim's plan worked like a charm, and Kate decided to stick around. The next day, a gaggle of folks sat at the door, looking clueless. That so-called distant relative was shamelessly going for broke, probing about the old-timer's finances. Before he could finish, another car rolled in, and he seemed to know how the uncles played host. He waved a white flag as the brothers aimed their guns, but Kate stepped in to stop the showdown. She suggested that the uncles take a closer look at what the newcomer was selling. Used money is useless. The uncles considered and gave the seller a chance. The salesman seemed to know exactly what the gents were into, as he presented a frisbee launcher, claiming it was the ultimate gadget for energetic. Clearly, the salesman came prepared, and the brothers weren't disappointed. Uncle Joe decided he absolutely had to buy this rare gadget. But another relative chided it as a dangerous toy, and the family decided to make a swifter exit. They headed to the lake, where Kate launched frisbees for Uncle Joe, and the two spent a lovely day together like they were young again. From that day on, the two adorable old men became shopping addicts, buying everything under the sun from door-to-door salesmen. The two had never farmed before and bought a ton of veggie seeds, hoping to taste the fruits of their own labor. But as the seedlings grew, they all turned out to be corn. All they learned was that not every salesman is trustworthy. Later, they bought an expensive lion for hunting thrills, only to be swindled by an unethical dealer. They ended up with an old lady lion, which they had to gift to Kate as a pet. Uncle Joe's face went pale at the thought. Without a word, he left, but what he didn't realize was that this was Kate's way of hinting she needed his help to take care of it. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.